Scooby-Dooby-Doo, どこにいます？私たちは今や。Scooby-Dooby-Doo, どこにいます？今からに助け。On July 20th, 2001, Scooby-Doo, Legend of the Phantosaur, released. Of course, true fans of the legendary Japanese animated film will know it by its original Japanese name, Scooby-Doo Jinai no Densetsu. This film, like all classics, has loads of information to dissect and go into. However, going through all the ideas it has would take hours, so today we're just going to focus on one very important thing: why Shaggy is the greatest anime character of all time. In this film, as the Wikipedia article on the movie states, Hideaki Anno wanted to take the character of Shaggy in a new direction. Mainly, he wanted to explore Shaggy's cracking psyche, and show the audience how years of solving frightening mysteries has had a toll on Shaggy. The film's first 10 minutes or so show us Shaggy screaming like a maniac. His mind has finally broken down under the stress I just mentioned. Fortunately, the doctor manages to calm Shaggy down. However, the stress of the situation is such that no one else could. Honestly, in these scenes, Anno manages to outdo the amazing work he did on Neon Genesis Evangelion, and the exploration of Shinji's overall mindset that took place in that anime. Similar themes are certainly explored in this anime, but here they're explored even deeper. We get to peer into Shaggy's anxiety and depression in such a personal manner that honestly it was hard for me to watch at times. In fact, Shaggy is so frightened in this movie that even the mention of something scary is enough to push him over the edge. This leads to Scooby telling him that some very real things he's seen weren't actually there and that he was just joking. Scooby may be trying to be helpful here, but he's ultimately hurting Shaggy more than he's helping. This sort of coddling is something that people who struggle with anxiety deal with all the time, and Anno is showing us how dangerous this can be. However, the turning point of this story is when brave Shaggy appears. I know that most of the viewers for this video are probably familiar with this very classic anime movie, but I suppose I should still give a little bit of information for those who aren't. In this movie, Shaggy is hypnotized by a man who tells him that whenever he hears the word bad, he will become fearless. Throughout the film, Shaggy is spurred into action by these words. Specifically, one of the film's most powerful moments is when Shaggy is in a bar and he accidentally aggravates a gang of bikers. While the normal Shaggy would shrink in fear, brave Shaggy comes forward and, in one of the most brilliantly animated fights I've ever seen, saves the day. It's probably worth noting here that this fight scene was animated by none other than Hironori Tanaka. It is also important to note that brave Shaggy, despite being a complete badass, still retains his morals. When he races a biker down a dangerous mountain, he still stops to save the biker when the biker falls off of the edge. Up until this point, brave Shaggy has seemed pretty amoral potentially, but here we're seeing that brave Shaggy truly is the ideal version of Shaggy. In fact, he's the ideal version of all of us. After all, how many times have you felt afraid and wished that you could summon up the courage within yourself to do the right thing? I mean, we've all struggled with what Shaggy struggles with. We've all dreamed of becoming the sort of fearless warrior that Shaggy is, at least in these moments. In that way, Anno is intelligently juxtaposing the anxious Shaggy with the fearless Shaggy we want to become. This is truly brilliant stuff here and an amazing way of putting the audience into the protagonist's mind. As the story progresses, we see Shaggy becoming more and more like brave Shaggy even when he's not brave Shaggy. In other words, when Shaggy isn't in a hypnotic state, he's still willing to do things that he definitely wouldn't have done at the beginning of the film. The change in Shaggy is gradual and realistic, and at every turn we're learning more and more about him. This is a complex man with complex feelings, and Anno does such an amazing job of showing us that. The biggest moment where this comes into play is when normal Shaggy is willing to take on this flame-spewing dino. He's grown so much at this point in the film, and honestly, the first time I watched it, it brought tears to my eyes. The only other time I've cried during a film at the end was Stephenie Meyer's seminal work Breaking Dawn. Regardless, towards the end of the movie, Shaggy is put in a very poor situation, and he's broken out of his hypnosis. However, he manages to pull through this for the gang, and escape from a mine that's about to crumble in on itself. He only manages to escape, however, by getting help from the biker he saved earlier on in the film. Here we're seeing that brave Shaggy's positive actions are going to have rippling effects through Shaggy's life for years to come. And now we've reached what is the most important part of this film. This is where I bawled my eyes out. I honestly couldn't stop crying. I just kept thinking about it for days after I saw it. The rest of the gang is accidentally hypnotized into believing that they are Shaggy, so we see everyone driving away dressed as Shaggy. This may be played off as a bit funny, and I don't blame Anno for injecting some humor into this so far serious film. But it's far more than just funny. Here we see how everyone could stand to become a little bit more like Shaggy, and how we're all like Shaggy already. And you know what that means, don't you? That means that we all have the potential to face our fears every day of our lives. It's a reminder that whatever obstacles are ahead of you, you can tackle them and you can do it, whatever it may be. It's a reminder that, in the end, we could all just use a little bit more Shaggy in our lives. Thank you for watching this video. I hope that you enjoyed my in-depth analysis of Shaggy's personality and character in this seminal work. If you enjoyed this video, please follow me on Twitter. Remember to like and subscribe. You can watch some other videos that I've made here. I really appreciate you staying all the way until the end. I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.